Now we are going to study the differentiation between cryptogams and phanerogams. Cryptogams are called as hidden cells. That means they have hidden reproductive cells. When I say phanerogams, that means they have exposed reproductive cells. So the first point says that the reproductive organs are hidden in cryptogams and their reproductive organs are exposed in phanerogams. When I say hidden, that means that is the reason it is called as crypto. Crypto means hidden and gams means seeds. Second point says that the reproductive organs are formed by spores. That means they perform asexual mode of reproduction. Whereas in phanerogams, they have reproductive organ present inside the flowers, which is exposed, and when the male germ cell fuses with the female germ cells, a new ovule is formed, that is a new zygote is formed. And this zygote, that means the future seeds contains a future plant. The second point says that they produce by forming seeds. And when this seed is germinated inside the soil, a new plant is grown. Now the next point of cryptogams says that they are less evolved as compared to phanerogams, and they are highly evolved plants because they have specialized structure called as flower, and the flower contains the reproductive part of the plant. When you observe cryptogams and phanerogams, they are divided into thallophyta, bryophyta and pteridophyta, and phanerogams, they are divided into gymnosperms and angiosperms. Now we are going to study the distinguish between angiosperm and gymnosperm. When I say angiosperms, always remember the seeds will be enclosed inside the fruit. And when I say the word gymnosperm, gymno means naked, the seeds are exposed out of the fruit. That means the seeds are visible. When you see here, angiosperm, they have reproductive organ called as flower, and gymnosperm, they have reproductive organs called as cones. When you observe the angiosperm, they are highly branched, and gymnosperms, they are not branched, they have a single stem, and they have a crown at the center of the tip of the tree. That means at the tip of the plant they have crowned leaf. The first point says that in angiosperm the stems are branched, and the first point in gymnosperm says that in gymnosperm the stems are without branches. Reproductive organs are flower, and in gymnosperm the reproductive organs are cones. Third point says that the seeds are enclosed in natural covering called as fruits. In gymnosperm the seeds are not enclosed in natural coverings, they do not contain fruit. And the last point, examples of angiosperm is nothing but mango and bamboo. Examples of gymnosperm is cycas, piscia, etc. Distinguish between dicot and monocot. When you observe the first point, that is seed, if you see the seed of dicot, you can cut the seed into two equal half. That means the seed is double cotyledons. When you observe the seed of monocot, you cannot cut the seed into two equal half. It is called as single cot. So the answer here is two cotyledons is present in dicot and only single cotyledon is present in monocots. Next, you observe the root of the dicot. They have a very stronger root. That means the primary root is also called as taproot. It goes deep inside the soil, and there are many secondary roots like hair-like projections. They are called as secondary roots that grows from the primary roots. And when you observe the root of the monocot, they don't go that deep inside the soil and they are very, very fibrous. So this root system over here in dicot, they have well developed, well defined, and primary roots called as taproot. In monocot, they have fibrous root. Now if you observe the stem of dicot, the stem in dicot is very, very stronger and they have well defined stem. It is not hollow from the center. When you talk the stem of the monocot, it is hollow in the center. The stem is strong and hard, example in banyan tree or example in a mango tree. When you see the stem of monocot, example in lily or example in bamboo, they have false stem, or in banana. The example is bamboo, they have false stems. In banana, they have disc-like stem, or example in onion. Or example of a very beautiful flower called as lily, they comes under monocot. When you see the leaf of the monocot and the dicot, if you see the dicot leaf, the leaf is called as reticulate venation. That means there are many, many branch venations on the leaf. And in monocot, they are parallel venation. That means it does not have a reticulate venation. It has a parallel lines on the leaf. If you observe the leaf of the banana plant, you can see that the lines are parallel. It is called as parallel venation. So leaf are parallel venation. Next point, we are going to study the flower. If you see the petals of dicot plants, there are 5 petals. So it is also called as pentamerous. And if you see the petals of monocot plants, it will be either in 3 parts or in the multiple of 3. It is called as trimerous. So the flower here, it is called as pentamerous because a flower with 4 or 5 parts or in the multiples, it is called as pentamerous or tetramerous. In monocot plants, the flower with 3 parts or in multiple of 3 called as trimerous.